And breaking news coming in from the national capital, the Delhi High Court is currently hearing the plea for probe into the death of 3 students inside the basement of an IS coaching institute in Old Rajendra Nagar. In fact, the Delhi High Court has said that the civic authorities are bankrupt. Where is the police? Busy arresting a driver. So the High Court, the Delhi High Court has come down very, very strongly at not just the authorities in the national capital, but also the police, as the one primary arrest that they had made after the unfortunate demise of the 3 students was the driver who waded his vehicle through the water. They in fact accused the driver of leading the water to gush into the basement, and that is what has been questioned by the Delhi High Court. My colleague Anshul Singh is with us on the broadcast. Anshul, it was unexpected lines. This was a bizarre arrest, a bizarre reasoning that was given by the Delhi police and also the authorities, the MCD for that matter. And now the same question has been raised by the Delhi High Court.
Well, definitely the manner in which the sequence of events have unfolded since the time this incident has happened, that has raised a lot of eyebrows. Starting from the manner in which the police went out and started carrying out these arrests, where this driver of that SUV vehicle that drove through this entire area has been taken into custody. His bail plea is still pending before the 30 Hazari court at approximately 4 p.m. This evening. We are expecting that the order on that bail plea will come to the fore, and that is what the court is asking, that why didn't the police take requisite action when these illegal libraries were running over here for the past many days? Why didn't the MCD take any action when so much illegal activities were happening in this entire area for the last many years? Why was desilting work not done on time? What is the point of arresting this person who just drove his vehicle through this entire area? So all these questions are being raised. Definitely the manner in which the police has gone ahead with this investigation, that has in fact raised a lot of eyebrows. It remains to be seen what decision will eventually come in from the side of the High Court. But yes, the students are also very adamant at this point in time. The students are saying that they believe in the courts, and if at all the courts actually tell them what is the way forward, they have no issue in moving away from here. So the hearing is still underway. It remains to be seen what order will come in from the court today. These are just observations that have been made by the Justice of the Delhi High Court. In the next few minutes, we can expect an detailed
Anshul,
order.
I would request you to stay on with us. Ananya is with us on the broadcast. Ananya, if we could take our viewers through the details of what really transpired in the Delhi High Court, reprimanding the civic authorities for arresting a driver rather than doing the more opportune things that required to be done, the more important things that required to be done.
Well, definitely, we are the High Court is hearing this particular matter. It is hearing a public interest litigation. There was filed with regards to the old Rajendra Nagar area, and very clearly and categorically at this particular point of time, it is the exact question that the Delhi High Court is asking, which everybody is asking, that why was that particular driver arrested? Why were you not arresting the MCD officers? Why has any of the MCD officers not being interrogated by the police is what, in fact, the Delhi High Court had to say.
The Delhi High Court had to say, in fact, if I quote what Acting Chief Justice Manmohan had to say, is that there is some sort of a strange investigation which is going on. It is being done in a very strange manner. You have created so many authorities in the city, and each one is passing their own buck, is what in fact the Delhi High Court goes on to say. In fact, it also goes on to say that, was the drain actually desilted or not, they ask, and also questions with regards to how did so much of water actually enter that particular area is also another question that the Delhi High Court has asked. In fact, the civic authorities, we are still awaiting, the hearing is still underway, and in fact there is an order to be passed by the Delhi High Court. What happens next is something that we'll have to wait and watch for.
Right. And Anshul, if I come back to you, the fact that there's a report that's been filed by the MCD. They end up blaming everybody else, barring their own organization, their own lapses. What is happening to the Delhi police notice that was sent out to the MCD? Anshul. All right, we seem to have lost that link with Anshul. Anshul, remember, has been following the story from the word go ever since that tragedy really befell. And 3 young lives were lost after water gushed into the basement that was illegally functioning as a library at an IS coaching institute, the Rouse IS coaching institute in Old Rajendra Nagar. What had happened was there were a series of arrests that had been made by the Delhi police. Out of that, the owner of the basement, the director of the IH Coaching Academy, and also a driver who in fact had waded his vehicle through inundated roads was arrested. The reason given for that arrest by the Delhi police was that it was his vehicle after he tried to drive through that road that led to the water gushing inside the basement, which was responsible in killing these 3 young people. And that was the reason, that's the very reason that's being questioned by the Delhi High Court now, as the matter is before the Delhi High Court seeking a probe into this unfortunate incident in the old Rajendra Nagar area of the national capital. Anshul is back with us. Anshul, I was earlier asking you about the Delhi police's notice to the MCD. The MCD in its report has ended up blaming everybody else rather than itself as a governing body. What is happening to that, and what is happening to the notice that it has been served by the police?
Well, see, there were several notices that were served. One of the notices amongst them was sent by the Delhi police. Very specific questions in that notices were asked. What is the procedure of desilting? What is the systematic way in which the desilting of drains happen? Is there a pattern, or is there a time period after which the desilting work happens? Who is the person who is responsible for carrying out these tasks? All these questions have been posed in front of the MCD. The MCD has still not replied to the Delhi police regarding the same notice. On the other hand, there was a magisterial inquiry that was ordered from the side of the Delhi government. In that inquiry, the DM of this area has in fact gone ahead and replied to that and have pushed all the blame away from themselves, from the MCD, towards the manner in which these buildings have been operating. Now, what the MCD has said at this point in time, that these buildings that are constructed over here, they actually cover the drains that are made over here, and due to which the situation of waterlogging arises. But the biggest question that still remains, that if at all MCD knew that something like this has been going on over here for the past many years, why was no action taken at requisite time? The MCD has still not taken the blame on itself. They still haven't named or pinpointed any officer. They have taken action against just 2 officers, and these are the junior most officers of this entire area, and one of them has been suspended, whereas the contract for the other person has been terminated by the MCD. But the higher ups in the MCD are still enjoying their powers unabated. We showed this to our viewers as well, that how the councillor of this area is enjoying a lot of power and a lot of the manner in which she can actually bend the rules over here, and that's how she has been enjoying the power.
And still
over
missing
here.
in action, Anshul. In fact, the Delhi High Court has come down heavily on the MCD as well. The details that we are learning so far, they have questioned the authorities. The Delhi High Court also goes on to say that not a single MCD official has been named or questioned so far. So that's a very scathing attack by the court there, Anshul.
Well, definitely, this is something that we have been asking to the Delhi police as well. We have been raising questions. In fact, the students have been raising questions that yes, you have arrested the 4 people who were owners of the basement area. You have arrested the owner of this Rouse IAS Academy. You have arrested the driver who was driving that vehicle through this entire road. But as was mentioned in the FIR, that the flooding happened because of the drains being blocked.
Yes.
Why has no action been taken against the MCD? Why has no one been questioned from the side of the MCD? Delhi police has still not replied in any way or any manner to these questions. It remains to be seen if at all today in the court they will come up with a defense to all these questions that are being posed in front of them.
Absolutely.